Steve Kornacki and Nicolle Wallace join us now. Guys, conventions are very choreographed. They are a series of staged evenings. In terms of the staging, the choreography, and the impact of last night alone, what would you give it? What score?
Oh, I mean, 10 out of 10. I thought they had a perfect night last night. And whatever you think of President Obama's policies, as a political messenger, he's in a league of his own.
Yeah, I would say an 8 out of 10. Here was the one problem. There's nothing they could do about it. I thought Joe Biden, the current vice president, was a stronger speaker and delivered a stronger message last night than Tim Kaine, the new nominee for vice president. They had to put Tim Kaine in that primetime hour at 10 o'clock. You can't bury your own vice presidential candidate. But I think some people missed the strongest speech of the night.
You know, I thought was interesting. We've seen pieces of the speeches now. But now, in terms of strategy, I thought the whole night had several points at which it seemed they were reaching out to the center, and not just the center, reaching out to Republicans. I mean, you had Tim Kaine saying, if you love the party of Lincoln, we've got a place for you here. You had President Obama reaching out to the center. You had Michael Bloomberg speaking.
Well, when you sit in the hall, you're so aware of how the hall is reacting. But I thought that, and if you take your interview with President Obama, Michelle Obama's speech Monday night, and President Obama's speech last night, this is a family worried about the kind of country their daughters are going to grow up in. I thought that the two of them delivered speeches designed for the TV audience, designed to say to Republicans, hey, here's who we are as a country. They took on Trumpism more than they took on Trump. And I thought that was a direct appeal to independents and swing voters.
I want to go back to Joe Biden's speech. Steve, you talked about that a second ago. Probably the most powerful of his career, but was it impossible to sit in the room and not think what could have been?
Yeah, and look, if you look at the polling right now, Donald Trump has a real shot at the presidency, and the reason is he is doing much better than Mitt Romney or any Republican recently with blue-collar white voters, states like Pennsylvania, Ohio, even maybe Michigan. Joe Biden was the first major voice at this convention to talk to those voters. If there's one thing Democrats might regret this week, they didn't focus on that enough.
Very quickly, I thought it was interesting that the president and Tim Kaine really took on the issue of trusting Hillary. I mean, Tim Kaine made it very direct. You can trust Hillary because. Do you think that was effective to take on that elephant in the room?
Yeah, listen, it highlights her vulnerability. We've talked about the 20-point deficit she has against Donald Trump on questions of trustworthiness. And I think that they are going to remain, they're going to have to make this case every day till November if she wants to win.
All right, stick around, both of you. We want to get your take on something else in just a second.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.